Hey guys, before we go any further, I just want to show you how to create your own marking menus. If you remember when we were going over primitives, I was creating some very quickly by bringing up this custom menu here, which seems to pop out of nowhere, but this is actually something that you can create for yourself. And just to show you how it works, it's very similar to the hotbox and how it works. So if you open the hotbox with the spacebar, this in a way is kind of like a marking menu. A marking menu is basically a menu that pops up out of nowhere or that you call up yourself, and it's just a shortcut again for any of these options up here. So here's my primitive polygon marking menu. I pull it up and I can do a bunch of different things here, and I've created this myself. I've got another one for polygon editing. These are just some of my own custom tools that I use quite frequently, and the only reason I do this is because it's faster for me. So let's go ahead and overview how you would create this yourself. So we need to go up to Window and go to Window, Settings and Preferences, and Marking Menu Editor. And here we have yet another dialog box to learn how to use. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is you need to create a marking menu. These are the ones I've already created for myself over the years. And it's going to bring up this box here. And so you'll notice that you've got these cubes all around, and these are empty fields that you can put hotkeys into, basically. So just like when I bring up my hotkey for creating polygons, this is what it looks like after you fill it out. And you can test it right here using the left mouse button. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a new one. We're going to give it a name, whatever you want it to be. And we can save that out. And so now that exists right here. And so all we have to do now is add stuff to it. So there's a couple ways you can do this. The fastest way, though, is to open up your script editor by going to Window, General Editors, Script Editor. And you can see I've already was testing this out myself, but let's just clear this off. So again, this field up here is for the history of things you've already done, and down here is for actually executing commands. So if we, for example, go ahead and create a polygon cube, it's going to appear in our scene, and it's going to give us this command. This is the command used to create that cube in Maya. So we could actually go ahead and copy this, Control-C and Control-V. Down here, I'll just get rid of this cube. And now if we highlight all this text, triple click, and hit the Enter button on your number pad on your keyboard, it's going to execute that code, and it's going to build that cube right there. So now what we can do is just, with this text highlighted, we can middle mouse drag it into one of these fields. You can see this little plus icon appear. And so now this command is in this field, and when we bring up our happy marking menu, then we'll have that option. So what we want to do next is we want to give this a name. So I right-clicked on this. I'm going to say Edit Menu Item. So this is now the dialog box for this command. We'll give it a name, Create Cube, and save and close. And then we'll save this. Let's see, name is not unique. Okay. So there we go, we've got the Happy 1 marking menu. So we've got this marking menu, but now how do we access it when we're just modeling in Maya? Well, we have to go through the Hotkey Editor to do this. So if you go to Settings and Preferences, Hotkey Editor, what we're going to do is go down to User Marking Menus. Oh, and there's one thing I forgot to do. Let's close out this Hotkey Editor real quick. Before we finish in this menu, what we have to do is we have to tell the marking menu where we want it to be available. So under Use Marking Menu In, we want to set this to Hotkey Editor, and then it knows to show up there. A lot of steps here, but just bear with me. Okay, so let's go back to the Hotkey Editor. We'll move all the way down to User Marking Menus. And there we go. We've got the happy one Press and the happy one Release. So there's actually a hotkey for pressing this and releasing it. And Maya will set up part of this for you. What we want to do is find a hotkey on your keyboard that's not already used. And you can do that just by typing in a letter or a key. Let's use, I'll try number 9, but it could be any key on your keyboard. And we can query it to see what this is. Okay, this is an old hotkey I don't use anymore. So we want to do 9 and press. So that means that when we hold down the 9 button and use the left mouse button, it's going to bring up this marking menu. So we're going to click on this one, the press, and we're going to assign. Okay, so it's now warning me that I'm going to overwrite my existing hotkey. That's fine with me. And now it's going to say, this marking menu is not going to work right unless you also attach a release hotkey. Do you want this to be set up for you? And you want to click yes. Okay, now we can save. And we should have our marking menu. So I'm holding down the 9 button. You do it in this order. You hold down the button you've assigned, which in this case is 9. Nothing happens yet. And then you use the left mouse button. And then you can navigate to your field. So just get rid of this and we'll try it out. Bingo. There we go. And so again, you can go back in, now that this is set up, you can go back into the Hotkey Editor. Sorry, the Marking Menu Editor. Where is that Marking Menu Editor? There we go. Move on down and edit this marking menu. And you can add any number of things here. Now once you fill these up, you can also keep adding them here into a stack. And when you do that, it's going to look something like this. So I've already filled up all my fields here, but I've got more hotkeys, so I just started stacking them like this. And that's marking menus in a nutshell. So I recommend setting up the primitive hotkeys, the primitive marking menus, just for creation's sake, because it's so much quicker for me. And I only generally create these ones, so these are my first defense against inefficiency. So there you have it, and I hope you set some of these up. I definitely encourage it, and I'll see you next time.